Well, hello and good morning, everyone. My name is Jason Perry. I am the National Sales and Marketing Director here at MAS, and I'd like to introduce you to MAS. We're a nationally recognized, award-winning field marketing organization and a leader in the insurance brokerage industry. Our office is located in beautiful Hoover, Alabama, which is just outside of Birmingham. And we're excited to share with you that MAS became a partner of Integrity Marketing Group in October of 2019. We had a long-standing relationship with Integrity Marketing Group over the years, and it was a natural alignment for us to become a platform partner. Through this, MAS will bring more tools, more products, and more resources to our broker distribution. We're truly honored to be working alongside other partners in our industry. And so we're innovating insurance, leading the way in InsurTech. And Integrity isn't just on the cutting edge of insure technology, it's leading the way. Developed by world-class experts, our proprietary tools, resources, and exclusive services help customize the insurance experience so customers can find the right coverage and be prepared for the good days ahead. Here at MAS, we're proud of the superior support, service, and training we provide to the agents across the country who work with us. We take great pride in our relationships with our agents and our carriers, and our staff provides marketing strategies and assistance, creating numerous opportunities for our agents through lead programs, our Turning 65 platform, our agency builder program, Fast Start, and other initiative programs. Here at MAS, marketing managers are eager to work with producers to help you grow your business. And we can provide a market analysis of products available in your area just to assist you in developing a strategic marketing plan for your business. And we're always up to date on all the latest products, carriers, lead programs, and services as they become available. And of course, we're always available to provide both back office and field support, which makes it easier for you to concentrate on sales growth. Our goal is to help you grow your business. And our specialty is the senior market, and our carrier portfolio is supported by Medicare Supplements, Medicare Advantage, Final Expense, Whole Life, Term Life, Universal Life, critical illness, cancer plans, dental, vision, hearing, and annuities. Here is just a quick view of some of the carriers that we do represent. This is not a complete list, but just kind of gives you an idea. And this is one of our lead programs. So direct agents with 3 or more active carriers receive a discount on their first mailing. The co-op program is available for consistently producing agents. We give a 25% discount on mailings after 7 issued apps, 50% on after 12 issued apps, and 100% discount on mailings after 20 apps. The lead co-op is available to agencies with a downline hierarchy as well. So ask us about the cost-sharing opportunities. And the next one, this slide is the Medicare Center. If you haven't heard about the Medicare Center, I'm not sure where you've been because it's everywhere. This is our new Medicare Center. It's a one-stop shop for everything you need to be successful and navigate the sales and enrollment processes. You can now experience the Medicare Center with the full power of CSG's resources, e-apps, data analytics, data analysis, quoting tools, competitive analysis heat maps, exclusive website plugins to capture MedSup leads directly on your website, and it's all available to contracted agents that work with MAS at no cost. Here's another one. This tool puts you on the cutting edge of technology, offering you the ability to run quotes for Medicare Supplements, run quotes for Medicare Advantage, compare products against each other, download current applications and outlines of coverage for desired plans. Emailed applications and outline of coverages directly to your clients. And all who wish to participate to use this tool need to register. You can do this at our website, and you can also register at t65.app. You must be contracted with us to sell Medicare products to have access to this awesome tool. So the T65 locator makes it easy to find local Medicare prospects. It's quick to use, and pulling up locations on the map is a breeze. And the best part, it's all free for agents who do business with Medicare Advantage specialists. So imagine being in the field selling Medicare supplement plans, and you just don't have any more prospects. You open this app, you punch the T65 locator, and then it identifies your location, and all of these red dots start popping up around it. you touch a red dot, it gives you the name of the person, how many days until they turn 65, their address, and it even will quote Medicare supplement plans right from the app. This is a game changer. So we all know that growing your business is only going to happen if you develop a winning strategy and consistently put in the work and utilize the smart tools and platforms that make it easier for you to deliver your expertise to the right clients. So that's why we developed a Turning 65 workshop platform. We assist our agents in identifying target markets for the Turning 65 population, and we created a process that's so simple for agents to follow that now we have so many agents hosting weekly and monthly meetings, creating a tremendous stream of lead generation. So if you want to know more about this turnkey system, talk with one of the marketing managers today here at MAS. We even have an agency builder program. If you want to build your own agency, we can help you with that. Recruitment lists, we provide, we have an auto dialer capability that's specialized and customized just for you. The entire campaign is customized just for you. And we do have co-op opportunities available with these lead programs as well. Here's a fast start initiative that we have. This is for new agents only, and this is agents that are directly contracted with MAS, and $25 gift card for the first issued app, $75 gift card for more apps issued, and a $50 gift card if you refer an agent and they write their first piece of business. That is for direct MAS agents only. So that doesn't apply to Medicare Advantage, as we can't, or dental. So why choose Medicare Advantage specialists? Because prospecting can be a challenge, but we're here helping you arm in arm with the tools necessary to help you be successful. We understand that our long-term success will define itself based on your success as an agent or carrier. So Medicare Advantage Specialist is committed to exceeding our clients' expectations in every interaction and helping you achieve that same level of service for your customers. Agent support is our primary goal. We provide every tool we can identify to help you to increase your efforts to even identify, inform, and close and follow your sales process. In practical terms, our marketing team works arm in arm with you to deliver things like print media, internet, direct mail, and other marketing tools, keeping your pipeline moving. And we definitely have one of the most experienced support teams in our industry. So when you work with us, you don't need to buy T65 lists anymore. You have the T65 locator. Plus, you get access to the Medicare Center, free marketing customization, our quoting tools, and really just so much more. So here's how you can contact us to discuss any of the topics that we just went over today. So those of you that are new to MAS, you may have some more questions. If you're not new to MAS, you may not have known about our program or would like to get involved in one. So here's our phone number. You can give us a call any day. Our website's here as well if you want to go check us out. There's tons of information there, and we'll give you, if you're an agent with us, give you back office access, and you have access to all of these tools. We can personally walk all this through with you. So you may be thinking or asking yourself, kind of, what should I be doing now? I mean, we're here busy and strategizing for the SEP and planning on SEP sales. So be sure to outreach to your marketer, as we got some great data put together for the 2022 landscape, really successful plans, and tons of marketing ideas. So, all right, so let's get to today's webinar subject. So with us today, we have Seth Groff. He's the National Sales Director for SureBridge. Seth has had a long relationship with MAS, and we're really proud to have him here with us today. And if Seth, you give me a second, I will make you the host. There we go.
Awesome.
We can see you.
All right, perfect. Well, thanks, Jason, for that warm introduction, and thanks everyone for jumping on today's call. You know, I have to tell you, I am impressed with all of the tools that Medicare Advantage Specialist offers their agents. So this is one of the top-notch FMOs that I work with across the nation, and you're in good hands with working with MAS. And, you know, Jason just mentioned, you know, he said, you know, what should I be doing now? And I know it wasn't talking about SureBridge and what you should be doing now, but I think that leads into what our presentation is all about today. You know, we just kicked off the second quarter, And, we're still quite a ways away from AEP, but candidly, it will be here before we know it. And I always tell agents that if you want to start offering ancillary products to your senior clients, the time to get ready is second and third quarter, because as soon as we get closer to that fourth quarter, the MA plans start coming out, the med sup plans start coming out, and that takes away from all of your attention. So if you want to be prepared and you want to be able to offer better protection to your clients during this next upcoming AEP, then you want to start looking at ancillary products now. So when AEP hits, you're ready to hit the ground running. And the good news is you don't have to wait till AEP to sell these products. This is going to be a way that you can go back to your existing clients and sell them something so that you increase your revenue during the off season. So this is a perfect timing for this webinar. You can take this information out, start talking to clients immediately. And as I mentioned, not only provide better protection to them, but also increase your revenue kind of during this off season. So a little bit about SureBridge. I tell people that SureBridge is one of the fastest growing ancillary carriers in the marketplace. And really, we have three goals. We want to be able to offer some of the best products at the best prices and make sure that you, the agent, are compensated very nicely for selling these plans. And the only way that we can accomplish all three of those goals is by leveraging technology. So all of our applications are going to be submitted online via a point of sale tool. There's several different signature options. You can do face-to-face, you can do email, you can do text, you can even do a voice signature. So you can align the signature method with the comfort level of your client. And these products are also going to be either guaranteed issue or simplified issue. And so when you're using that online tool, these products are going to be easy to understand and easy to get issued. Guaranteed issue basically means that they can't be incarcerated and those plans will get issued. True simplified underwriting means that we underwrite based on the questions on the app. As long as they can get through the application truthfully and favorably, those are going to be issued as well. So over 90% of our applications are issued in real time. So when you're meeting with the client, you can wrap everything up and you don't have to spend a lot of time on the ancillary sales. Also, we have a broad portfolio of products, and so we can be your go-to ancillary carrier in not only the over 65 market, but in the under 65 market as well, if you have clients that maybe fall in that under 65 market. So up on the screen here are going to be our entire portfolio of products. You can see that there's a lot. Today, we're really focused on the senior market, and the two plans that we'll actually talk about are going to be Prime DVH and then also hospital-wise. But if you're interested in some of these other plans, just be aware that your contract through Medicare Advantage Specialists gets you access to these products as well. You'll notice that up here on the screen, there's a GI behind a lot of these plans. That GI just stands for guaranteed issue. And so that means that there is some element of those plans available. Keep in mind that the accident plans, disability plans are only for the under 65 market, but obviously the dental vision plans are guaranteed issue. And we also have a critical illness that goes all the way out to age 90 as well. But today we're going to focus on the hospital-wise and Prime DVH plans, because really those are the two products that we see being sold in the over 65 market. And so where should you focus? It kind of depends on what you're selling and what you're offering to your clients. We see more and more people selling the Medicare Advantage plans, and if that's where your focus is, you really want to focus in on the hospital-wise plan. If you're still selling some med sup plans, then the Prime DVH is where you're going to want to focus. And if you're doing a little bit of both, you're doing some Med Advantage and some med sups, then you'll want to pay attention to both, because candidly, even if you're selling Med Advantage, there still might be an opportunity for Prime DVH as well. So the first product that we're going to take a look at is hospital-wise. And remember that this is going to be primarily sold with your clients that are enrolling in a Medicare Advantage plan. And what we know is that when a client enrolls in a Medicare Advantage plan, one of the advantages of it is that a lot of times there's going to be cost savings in terms of premiums. However, with that savings does come some out-of-pocket costs or exposure, and that exposure might be co-pays for a hospital stay, might be co-pays for a trip to the ER, might be a copay for a trip in the ambulance, it might be co-pays if they end up in a nursing home following a hospital stay. And so all those are additional exposure, and really hospital-wise is just one possible solution to how to cover those out-of-pocket costs. Obviously, they could take it out of their savings. They can, they can pay for it out of their Social Security, or they might make more sense to leverage insurance to pay the client direct that they can use to cover some of those costs. And so, we see more and more people enrolling in Medicare Advantage plans every year. So there's plenty of people to talk to. The out-of-pocket limit, you can see there, I think I need to update that. That might be still back till 2019, but the out-of-pocket limit is going to be roughly $5,000 for in-network, over $8,000 for out-of-network. And so if your client's on a limited budget, they might not be able to write a check for $4,000, right? And so it might make more sense to maybe spend $30, $40 a month, $50 a month on a hospital indemnity plan that would pay them cash to help cover some of those out-of-pocket costs. And then finally, that stat over there on the right, just, if you end up in the hospital, you're going to come out with some bills. And luckily, a lot of those bills will be covered by the Medicare Advantage plan. But if there is still some exposure, the hospital indemnity plan might make sense. So, some nuts and bolts of the plan, you can see wide range of issue ages, 0 to 90. So great for the turning 65 clients, or even if you're working with clients that are over 65, this is going to be a great product for them. From an underwriting perspective, remember, this is going to be true simplified underwriting. There's no MIB, there's no script check, there's no phone interview. Basically, as long as they can get through the questions truthfully and favorably, the plan's going to get issued. From a rate structure, there's an individual and spouse, there's a family rate. So they do get a little bit of a break there, if you're doing an individual and a spouse. The pre-existing condition basically is a 6-month look back for the first 6 months of the policy. So if you've been treated or diagnosed for any condition 6 months leading up to the plan, and then you're hospitalized that first 6 months of the policy, those benefits would not be paid. And so outside of that, there's no waiting period. So accidents covered immediately. Sicknesses are actually covered immediately as well, assuming that a pre-existing condition did not exist. Also, this particular plan does have a one-time application fee, but if you're enrolling multiple people on one app, it's only going to be one app fee, or if you're enrolling multiple products on one individual, it's only going to be one app fee. But keep that in mind, because that first month's premium will be an additional $20 when you enroll your client in a hospital-wise plan. The way that the product works is you start with a base benefit. That's going to pay that benefit for each day that they're confined to the hospital. You can see we got a lot of flexibility here in not only the daily benefit, but also the benefit period. So you can see you can select anywhere from $50 to $1,000 a day in $50 increments. And then you can also select your benefit period. So you can do 3, 6, 10, 21, 180, or 365. With our Medicare Advantage plans, what we see people doing is kind of aligning that daily benefit up with what their out-of-pocket copay is, and then also lining up the benefit period. So you're going to see a lot of maybe $300, $400 a day benefits, and then typically we see a lot of 6-day benefit periods. But we're going to be able to dial that in, and we have flexibility so that if we need to lower it to fit in their budget, we have that flexibility. So that's going to come in real handy when talking to your Medicare Advantage plans. Also built into the base benefits are going to be an observation benefit. The way that works is if they're held for observation for at least 12 hours, they're going to receive their daily benefit just the same as if they were confined. Now, they don't get a double dip there. So, if they're held for observation for 13 hours, then get admitted, they just receive 1 day benefit. But it's nice if they're held for observation and then end up go home. And then also built into the plan is a mental nervous benefit, pays a daily benefit of up to $250 a day for a maximum of 7 days if they're confined due to a mental or nervous disorder. So when you look at some of our competitors, they actually exclude that, but it's a nice benefit that's built into the base policy with SureBridge's hospital-wise plan. Now, after you add the base benefit and the benefit period, now is the time to take a look at some of the riders. I'm going to really focus on the riders that make the most sense in that Medicare Advantage market. So that those would be the riders that you're typically going to add. The lump sum hospital confinement rider, we don't see this sold in the senior market that much. That's typically sold in the under 65 market. That just pays that lump sum benefit the first time they're confined to a hospital during the policy year. And so, you know, really that's more designed for that under 65 market. We use the daily benefit to cover the exposure with the Medicare Advantage plan. The outpatient surgery rider is going to be one you want to take a look at. It's going to pay that benefit up to twice a year for outpatient surgeries. Typically, we see copays associated with that Medicare Advantage plan for outpatient surgery. Skilled nursing facility rider is another one that you're going to want to add. You can see that we can dial in the daily benefit and then also the benefit periods. We see a lot of Medicare Advantage plans that, you know, the copays don't start until day 21, and you have that, you know, copay from days 21 to 100. It's nice to be able to align the daily benefit and then select that days 21 through 100 option for your clients. Emergency care rider, this is one of our popular ones in the Medicare Advantage market. First, it's not contingent on hospitalization. So if they just, you know, are cooking dinner, cut their finger, need to go get stitches, they'd receive that benefit. And it's also going to cover them for sickness or injury. It does need to be an emergency room, you know, attached to a hospital, but it's not contingent on hospitalization. So even if they're not feeling sick, they go to the emergency room, they would receive that benefit. Ambulance rider is another one that you'll typically add with the MA plans, pays that benefit for a ride in the ambulance, and the outpatient major diagnostic rider pays that benefit for any of the listed exams there. So those are the riders that you're typically going to add, and you know, up on the screen here is kind of how you sell the product. Okay, so you can see over here on the left, we have a pretty standard Medicare Advantage plan here. Copays for the first 5 days, copay for outpatient surgery, copay for emergency care rider, copay for ambulance, copay for skilled nursing confinement. You can see here $175 for days 21 through 100, and then there's some co-insurance for the major diagnostic exam. And so we were able to do a $300 a day benefit for 6 days. Remember, this does not coordinate with this MA plan. So even though that MA plan is covering day 6, this client would still receive this money because this money is paid directly to the client. The client can use it as they see fit, and it's not going to coordinate even if it's paying above what's not covered by their MA plan. Outpatient surgery rider, line that up. Emergency care rider, we bumped that up to $200 just because it's so inexpensive. Ambulance rider, line that up. Skilled nursing rider, $200 a day, days 21 through 100. And major diagnostic rider, and we were able to get them all that protection for $54.04 a month. So this is the whole concept on how to sell this plan. And SureBridge has a great tool within our point you sell these plans. And so built right into our plan, into our quoting tool is a tool. It's called the HospitalWise Senior Plan Builder. When you go out to run a quote, there's going to be a button up here. You can click on it. And what it allows you to do is it allows you to select the Medicare Advantage plan that you're selling based on the zip code. And it's also going to let you select the plan name. And then it's going to show you what the copays are or the client's responsibility is associated with that plan. And then it's going to make a HospitalWise recommendation. So it says, you know, here's what the exposure is. Here's what we recommend for HospitalWise. And if it looks good and you want to quote it, you can click Update Selected Plans. It jumps right into our quoting tool. So you don't have to go out manually create the quote. It creates it for you. And you're going to sell a lot of HospitalWise plans if you leverage this tool. And so, you know, I tell people just show this in your presentation, whether you print it off ahead of time, pull it up during the sales presentation. You should be educating them on what their exposure is anyways. And SureBridge makes it easy for you because you can say, this is what your exposure is. If you don't want to pay for it with out-of-pocket money, we can look at insurance. This is what that would look at like, and hit Update Selected Plans, and it's going to show you the cost. So use this tool, and you're going to sell more hospital indemnity plans with your Medicare Advantage clients. Right now, these are going to be the knockout questions for the hospital indemnity plan. Remember, it's simplified issue, so you do have to get through the questions on the app truthfully and favorably. You know, I'll give you a little I guess a little insight to what's coming. We think we're going to have some GI available before AEP this year. It's not available yet. Right now, it's simplified issue only. However, hopefully we have something coming soon with some guaranteed issue on the hospital-wise yet before AEP. But right now, these are the things that are going to kick them out. And so if they're not eligible, they're not eligible, because it still is going to be true simplified underwriting on this plan. My 4 sales tips for hospital-wise, my number 1 tip is always use that hospital-wise senior plan builder. It lays out the sale for you, shows them what their exposure is, it shows them the solution, and it just does a really good job. Number 2, customize a plan. Don't try to do a one-size-fits-all for all your Medicare Advantage policies that you're selling. Really look at what that exposure is and then customize it for the MA plan that you're selling. Keep premiums within their budget. That example that I showed earlier, was in between $50 and $60. Typically, if the client's 65 to 70 and you want to cover all their exposure, usually it's going to be kind of in that $50 to $60 range. If that's too much, remember we have a lot of levers that we can pull. You can lower maybe the daily benefit, or you can lower the benefit period. We have people that try to get those premiums between 30 and 40. We have some that try to get them between 40 and 50. And really, something's better than nothing. And so if you show them the maximum, or what you recommend to cover all the exposure, and it's too expensive, just dial the benefits back. Make sure you're putting it in their budget, because if it's too expensive, they can't afford it, they're going to cancel it, and then no one really wins there. So be sure that you look at what they can afford and design a plan that fits in their budget. And then finally, be ready to pivot. If you show them and they say, no, I'm not interested, I'm just going to self-insure, that's fine. You did your job, move on, get your MA sell, and go on to the next client. But you should be showing them this solution just so they know that they don't have to incur all those out-of-pocket costs by themselves. They can leverage insurance if that makes more sense to them. So that is the hospital-wise plan, and typically what I recommend selling in that Medicare Advantage market. The next product we're going to take a look at is Prime DVH. DVH stands for Dental Vision Hearing Combo Product. Earlier Jason mentioned that they're part of Integrity. We actually designed this product for Integrity partners, and so it's great that you get access to it through Medicare Advantage specialists. But here's the opportunity. So typically, we see most of this being sold with people enrolling in Medicare subs. You can see that up there. Most people on Medicare do not have dental coverage, and many go without needed care. And so 65% when this was taking didn't have any dental coverage. And what happens is a lot of times they have insurance, dental insurance through their employer. They turn 65. They lose that group coverage, and no one's out there talking to them about an individual plan. So there's plenty of people out there that need to talk to someone about dental insurance. And also, I like to throw this up here. I know a lot of Medicare Advantage plans have dental benefits built into it, but you really need to take a look at what those dental benefits covers. Sometimes it's only preventative and basic. Sometimes it might be limited to only $1,000. So remember, this plan does not coordinate with those benefits, and so ours would pay in addition to those benefits that they receive. And so if they're looking to maybe beef up their dental coverage, Prime DVH still might make sense for them. Issue ages on this plan, 0 to 90. And so again, it doesn't stop at age 90. So even if you roll in a 90-year-old, they get to keep this plan when they turn 91. Guaranteed issue, no health questions, renewable for life. The way that it works is you select a benefit. You can either do $1,000, $1,500, or $2,000. All of the benefits are going to come out of that benefit amount. So the dental benefits would come out of there, the vision benefits would come out of there, the hearing benefits would come out of there. So just keep that in mind. There is going to be a $100 deductible for some services. However, the preventative dental and also the vision and hearing exams, that deductible is not applicable. So your client could go get their teeth cleaned, not be subject to that deductible, or they could go get a vision or hearing exam and not be subject to that. And we'll talk about the networks that are built into the plan, but also they don't have to go to the network. So it has some pretty good out-of-network benefits as well. Up on the screen here are going to be the typical services that are covered. This is not an exhaustive list. If you want the full list, I recommend going out, downloading the sample policy from the product guide. The two questions that always come up here are, number one, are implants covered? The answer is no. Implants are not covered with this plan. And then the second one is orthodontics. Not so much in the senior market, but if you have clients that have kids, they always ask about orthodontics, and that's not covered as either. Okay, so no implants, no orthodontics, but otherwise it's going to look like most of your dental plans out there in the marketplace. Here's how the benefits will work. Preventative, no waiting period, covered at 100%. Deductibles not applicable, so go get those teeth cleaned, get the policy today, go get those teeth cleaned tomorrow, checked out, some basic x-rays, win-win there. Your basic type services, let's say the dentist comes back and says that the client has a cavity, there's no waiting period on that. It's going to be covered at 60% year 1, 70% year 2, 80% year 3 and beyond, and that deductible is going to be applicable. And then your major type services, so that would be like a root canal, does have a 9-month wait, then it's covered at 60% the remaining 3 months of the year, then jumps to 70%, then jumps to 80% years 3 and beyond, and the deductible is applicable to that as well. Remember, there's only one deductible per policy year, so if they've already hit the deductible, they're not going to be subject to it again. So keep that in mind. And then also, I just really like to put an emphasis on that year 3 for your major type services that get all the way up to 80%. When you look at a lot of our competitors, it just doesn't get that high. And so that's a great benefit for your client. And we really reward persistency with this plan by offering that 80% in year 3 with that particular benefit. For the network, for the dental, we use the Carrington network, wide network across the entire United States. Whenever possible, I recommend going in network. I'll show you how you can go out and look up a provider based on a zip code. The thing is, if you go in network, you get some pre-negotiated rates. The dentist will file the claim. It just works a lot smoother if you go in network. Now, inevitably, there's someone on here that says, hey, I live in, rural, out in the country. There's only one dentist in town and they don't take insurance. I'm from Nebraska. I grew up in small town Nebraska, so I know all about, when there's only one dentist in town and they might not take insurance or they're not part of the Carrington network. And the good news is they have some out-of-network benefits as well. And so we design what's called a passive network, and it pays the same percentage. So it'll pay 100% for preventative, 60, 70, 80 for basic and major. However, we cap the maximum that we'll pay on based on the 75th percentile of usual and customary charges. It's not 75% of usual and customary charges, it's the 75th percentile of usual and customary charges. So if you imagine 100 dentists standing in a line, as long as you go to dentist 1 through 75, it's going to pay the same as if you go in network. However, if they're in the upper quartile as far as most expensive, it's going to be capped at with that 75th dentist charges. That's what we're going to apply the rates to. So that's how the out-of-network benefits work, but I recommend going with Carrington whenever possible. The hearing benefits going to cover the hearing exam, purchasing of hearing aids, repairs if necessary, and we use the True Hearing Network for the hearing. I always point out that this 30 to 60% savings on hearing aids really adds up. When you start looking at hearing aids that cost $200 or $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, it gets pricey, and the benefit's going to be limited, but you get some pretty good savings with those discounts. So I recommend using True Hearing whenever possible. Vision benefits going to cover your eye exams, lenses, frames, spectacle lenses, follow-up visits, things of that nature. The vision benefits are not tied to a network. Okay, so the client can go to any provider that they want. They would settle up with that provider, and then this would be a reimbursement. Okay, so for the hearing benefits and the dental benefits, if they go in network, the provider will typically file the claim. Remember, the vision benefit is not tied to a network. We wanted to allow flexibility for the vision portion. So that would always be a reimbursement for the vision benefits. It's not tied to a network. Up on the screen here are how the benefits would work. For the vision, you can see that it's capped at $200 a year. So even if you have that $2,000 benefit, only $200 can be allocated to the vision benefit. The exam covered immediately. 100% deductible, not applicable. Obviously up to the $200 a limit. Hardware does have a 9-month wait, but then covered 60% for the remaining 3 months, 70% year 2, 80% year 3 and beyond. Deductible is going to be applicable, but if they already hit it for the dentist or the dental benefit, they don't have to pay it again. The hearing benefit works very similar. That benefit is capped at $500 every 2 years. We wanted to provide a little bit higher benefit because we know that those hearing aids can be costly, so they can go get their hearing aids, wait a couple years, and then that benefit will be back. Again, the exam is covered immediately, but the hardware does have a 9-month wait, but then covered at 60% the remaining 3 months, then 70% year 2 and 80% year 3 and beyond. And again, the deductible is applicable to that as well. So up on the screen there is just how the vision and hearing benefits work. Keep in mind that there are going to be those caps, and then the maximum and that there are going to be those caps allocated to it. So that's the vision and hearing benefits. Up on the screen are the current rates. I do want to point out that there is a pending rate change coming, and so these rates will be increasing in the future. We actually have a comparison that I'll make sure Jason gets to all of you. Even with the rate increase, still going to be competitive, but keep that in mind with this particular product. Will your client receive an ID card? If they're 65 or older, they're always going to receive an ID card in the mail. If they're 64 or under, it depends on how they answer a question on the app. One of the questions on the app is we ask if they consent to electronic delivery. If they're under 64 and under, you want to check that no, don't consent to electronic delivery if you want it sent in the mail. But the good news is, senior clients, we just realized they want the card regardless of how they answer that question on the app. And so we just made it so that 65 and older will always receive an ID card. Up on the screen here is where you can go to find a provider. You can see right here, www.chesapeakeplus.com. Right here in the lower right-hand corner, you can see where it says find a dental provider or find a hearing provider. Do not get confused by that find a vision provider. That's actually for our standalone vision plan. We have a plan called Premier Vision, which is a standalone plan, which you can actually sell in the senior market as well, but that is tied to a network. Remember, the vision benefit for Prime DVH is not, but you can come out here, enter in a zip code, and look at the providers in your area. Also, if you need to get an ID card or the client needs one, they can come out and do that as well. They don't need to register. They just click get an ID card, enter some information, they can get that there. Also, some other good stuff they can do online without having to call client services. When the client goes to use the card, I always recommend when they go to the dentist, say the Carrington network. The dentist won't know who SureBridge is. Remember, we use the Carrington network. They'll know who Carrington is. They'll be able to tell you if they cover it or if they take Carrington or not. Same with hearing, say the True Hearing, and remember, vision benefit not tied to a network. And so they would settle up with that provider and submit the claim for a reimbursement. Anytime that you go to an in-network provider, whether it's for a dentist or for the audiologist, they're going to file the claim on behalf of the client. Remember that the vision, the client needs to submit that claim directly to SureBridge for reimbursement. My number one sales technique for this plan is to leverage the Medicare and You handbook. If you flip to this page right here in the Medicare and You handbook, it tells your client what's not covered by Part A or Part B. Now, obviously, they have the option to enroll in a Medicare Advantage plan that might have some dental coverage, but if they don't do that, they need to make sure that they're aware that their Part A and Part B does not cover dental care, does not cover eye exams, does not cover dentures, does not cover hearing aids. And so if they want to use insurance for some of those benefits, Prime DVH is going to be a good thing. So with that, Jason, that's what I had prepared for today. And so I'll turn it back over to you. And if there's any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer them at this time.
Okay, we do have two questions. First one is, what are you hearing about Medicare adding dental or vision or hearing coverage?
I'm assuming they're saying Medicare subs. I mean, I hear it discussed at Congress. I know it's on people's radar. I don't know if it's going to take force or not right now. It doesn't, and so that's where we stand.
Gotcha. One more question: are dentures covered?
Dentures are covered. However, if they're missing teeth, they're not going to be covered. So if they're already missing the teeth when they purchase the plan, it's not going to be covered. However, if they get the teeth, they get the plan enforced, then they have or pull the teeth, then dentures, there is going to be some denture covered. There is limits to how often they can use those denture coverage. But the biggest thing to remember is not covered if they're already missing the teeth.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I don't see any more questions coming in, so I'll give everybody some time back in your day. And hey, Seth, thank you so much for doing this, and you did a great job. And again, everybody on the call, we can help you get set up with SureBridge. Please give us a call. It's 800-480-9857. And with that being said, thank you, Seth. Thank you, everybody on the call. Have a great day.
Thanks.